Yeah, we're back, and this time it's level 3, butter building. Well, I will say this though, things are going to get a bit explosive. Anyway, this is still post-commentary to let you know, since I can't do pre-commentary, like during commentary, when I'm actually playing an NES game. It takes a lot of work. So I get my hands on Sword Kirby after swallowing a Blade Knight, and I'm constantly moving about. And it looks like we got more problems. Now we got a Rocky and several Waddle Dees. And I think I got the sword just in time. Yeah. Now, before I say anything, later on in the levels, I'm gonna be like finding hidden locations, because there are some portions of the levels where you actually unlock stuff. And I just gave up my sword power in exchange for something better, which is the mic. And the mic, in my opinion, is very good. Like I said in the previous video, it has 3 uses, and after 3 uses, that's it. And I was like, and I got hit, and I'm like, screw it. So anyway, I head down and I use a slide to enter the tunnel above. And what it actually did was lead me to like a hidden passageway. And you know what it led me to? That's right, an arena. Yeah, in later levels, you have to look hard and wide just to find like certain hidden areas, so that way you can just unlock things. And with the laser power at hand, I just finished the level. Yeah, and it looks like I'm not doing that good on the ending minigame thing, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So anyway, with the first level done, I unlock another portion. So before I head to the next level, I decided to just tackle the arena. And though with Laser Kirby, I can just attack from a distance and just shoot, shoot, shoot. But this wheelie is so hard to deal with. Not to mention, my laser attacks did jack squat, and I got hit, which is really stupid. And I get hit again, and I missed. So, you know what? Screw it. I gave the wheel power. Doesn't matter that much. I got a maximum tomato. No biggie here, and that's it. Alright, so now let's continue on to the second area. And it looks like I can put now the wheel mode to good use, since it basically goes through any enemies that get in my way. Well, they better stay out of my way, too. And I'm like, oh crap, why did I hit the maximum tomato? And at least I got my wheel power back, since I figure I'm going to be needing it somewhat for this level. Like so. Yeah, I just basically ignore everything and just, uh-oh, I was about to fall. Anyway, I get inside this door here, and I gotta watch out because there's some Rockies. They're those, what you use to make Stone Kirby. And there's like a Needler, which I could use to like absorb and gain needle powers. And I'm like, you know what, forget it. I tried like 2, and I'm like, screw it. There's a Blade Knight up above. I swallow that, and I gain its sword power afterwards, which is nice. Anyway, I continue on my way. And I could just head upwards, and I have to take down another mini-boss, which is, you guessed it, a wheelie. Man, what's with the obsession for wheelies anyway? Especially since I'm in an area where there's like a lot of ramps, which means he has all the advantage. Unfortunately, I don't, since I'm just a pink puffball that needs to go get around. And I only need one more hit, but this one required me a lot of patience since I lost my sword power, which sucks. Yeah, come on, smash and bash. I swallow you, gain wheel, and let's ride. Yeah, alright, now with that done, we can now continue. Alright, speeding our way through, ignoring anything and everything that decides to get in my way. And of course, ignoring the spikes too, and ignore, ignore. I reached the end. Very good. And there are 2 of those penguins that shoot out ice power, which is very useful. Unfortunately, I get the deep freeze, which sucks. And I swallow it, and I swallow this too, and I get ice. Ice basically launches ice breath, which is kind of nice. And I get a max tomato, which maxes out my health. And on the other side, I get a free 1-up. Yay. And now we take on this boss here, which is like, looks like a quagga beetle. Yeah, it's a beetle. A Hercules beetle. It's like, yeah, I'm thinking too much into Pokemon, maybe. But using the ice power, I just take him down like with little effort. And missed. Doesn't matter anyway, he's defeated. So I skip it and end the level. Wasn't that bad, but it could have been better. And I didn't get number 1 again, so yeah, wasn't that much. So anyway, with that out of the way, we now move on to the third area. Little by little, we're unlocking more of this stuff. And it looks like things are a little different. And there's another Blade Knight, so I'm just gonna have to put the deep freeze in. There you go. I have to slide down fast to ignore those flying enemies. And there's these Superman enemies that have capes. Basically, it uses the high jump power, which I get later on. And I use the ice to just freeze everything. Though if I had the other power, it would have been a lot better. But Yeah, because the freeze power acts as a defensive shield, while ice is basically just, well, ice breath. Not a big deal, and I gotta watch out for more of those Superman enemies. Alright, that takes care of that, and we can now... Wait, what am I doing up here? Hey, what am I doing? Get me down! Yeah, I had to get down. Okay, so now we get her inside, and it looks like we found more of these. Now it's like a maze, because I think the best suggestion is just reach all the way to the top. Though I didn't know what I was doing, and I got hit, and I lost... No, I didn't lose my ice power. I got it back. And I'm just going to basically ignore it and just go all the way up, because I don't want to waste time. Especially since I could have used it to get myself Needler. But at least this gives me a free 1-up, and I lose my power. Come on. Thank you. And I got ice again. Thank God. Alright, now we hit the other side and make it all the way to the top. Though I could have kept going, but whatever. All the way up, all the way up. Yeah, the only reason why I'm doing the Kirby game is because recently Kirby celebrated its 20th anniversary. And just like that, the level ended. And this time, I didn't make it either. But whatever, it doesn't matter at this point. So, with 3 areas down, we move on to the next one. There's that museum thing where you can get the high jump, which I will get later. And I decided to take the warp star since I'm now in the 4th area. Flying all on the way up, 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 up. Come on, when does it end? And it ends right here? Okay, that was kind of strange. And it looks like we got ourselves some bosses to deal with. Meta Knight sends out his troops to attack. Now, normally I would be like using like my Ice Kirby to just freeze him after a bit. But I said to myself, screw it. I'm just going to swallow every single one of them and spit them back out. Sure, I lose my ice power, but who cares? At least it makes things easier than just basically slashing it over and over again. Like so. And like so. And that takes care of that. Pretty easy, though I learned my lesson the hard way after the last level. Anyway, I get myself a sword again, since I'm using a sword a lot more than any of the other powers. Now this one gets to be a little unexpected, especially since I'm going higher and higher and higher due to the increase of air. Though quite frankly, this level is actually pretty short. Wasn't that bad. And at least I got up to number 3. I guess my timing wasn't good enough, but whatever. Doesn't matter to me on my book. And I unlocked, I think, the shootout minigame, which I will cover later. So I move on to Area 5, and it looks like we got ourselves a Sparky and a Blade Knight. And I got the Lollipop, which gives me invincibility. And I'm like, move aside, I don't want to deal with you and all that stupid crap. Okay, ignore, ignore, ignore. Yeah, reach the door. Come on, I gotta hurry in. My power ran out, which sucks. And I'm just going to be running and jumping, though I could just go over everything and ignore everything. Gotta watch out for the moving spikes. That's problematic. And there's Bonkers, who gives out one of the most useful powers in the entire game. The hammer. Yeah, and I get my hands on the hammer. The hammer power is what's considered to be one of the best powers in the entire game. It's not only used offensively, which you see right here, since it also smashes through certain planks, which you can use to like unlock certain areas, which in my opinion is pretty useful. And it is another short level, but hey, at least I'm going through it no problem. No biggie here. Okay, so we only have about 1 or 2 areas left, so I think this is the last one, and it looks like this one has like lasers and such, but I ignore the giant orb and just go straight. And I gotta watch out for those crash bombs. Those crash bombs are bad news, and I get hit. And I don't want to lose my hammer power because I need it. Hammer is one of the best abilities in the game, though later on I get stupid. And there's another crash bomb I gotta watch out before he goes boom, and in the process just save me some time and trouble. And as long as I'm out of its range, I don't get hit, which is good. Gotta ignore the Blade Knight. I was gonna get the Maximum Tomato, but I wasn't interested in getting that, so I just kept on moving, just ignoring everything. Alright, made it. And it looks like we got ourselves bigger problem. We have like another rotating bridge thing. Whatever. Ah, come on. Thank you. I got my hammer power back, and I need that power. I could have been like doing these jump attacks, which would have worked. And I'm almost upwards higher and higher. And it looks like I found like another one of these passageways. Hammer did my job for me. And it looks like, oh yeah, I know what this is. This is basically another passageway you could just go through. And it unlocks another passageway. Well, I wonder what does it lead to. Ah, another minigame. Pretty predictable. And I get my health back, which is good. Okay, so I made it all the way up top, and there's a Blade Knight there. Gotta smack it. Thank you. And it looks like this is the part where I decided to be an idiot, and I thought to myself, why do I need hammer? And I basically, being the idiot, gave it up. I don't know why I was doing that, but that was pretty stupid. So I end up getting a temporary power, which is light. Light basically doesn't have any use other than, like, brightens up rooms. And I thought to myself, maybe this was the level that I would just, like, unlock, like, find, like, a hidden area, but it wasn't. I didn't know what I was doing then, so I just basically ignored it. I didn't know what I was thinking either. Maybe it's due to the fact that I thought it was in this world, but I guess it wasn't. I was just looking around, didn't know what to do, and I'm like, crap, where is it? Where's the hidden door? And I said to myself, oh, wait, this is not the place. So I just basically ignored it and just went all the way to the end. Looks like you'll see it next world what I mean. Yeah, I'm having a hard time because it's a habit. And this is where the light comes in, or not. And I absorb it, like, you know what, use it, since I'm not going to be able to use it anyway. Just ignore everything around me, swallow enemies, and I gain high jump. High jump basically adds like an extra boosted jump. It's basically like a higher jump that Samus uses in Metroid. And at least here, I get all the way to number 1, so enjoy! Yeah, and that means I get an extra life. And I unlocked the Warp Star Portal and the boss area. But before I decided to do that, I just thought I would check out some of the other places. So let's start off first with the museum. Yeah, I already got high jump, so why not? Okay, that takes care of that. Now let's check out this minigame. And perfect use of high jump right there. This is quick draw. Basically, when the enemy draws, you have to press the A button. But you have to be fast. If you go too fast, you get penalized. And timing is always everything. Back then on the NES, I was always so skilled and so good. But as the levels get harder, things get tougher. Like so. And I already unlocked the second one. Though the farthest I ever reached was number 3. Though later on it requires a lot more timing. Though tool-assisted speedruns actually put that skill to the limit. There's number 4, Bonkers, in a sailor suit. And I wasn't that fast, so ouch. I got owned, which really sucks. And with 3, I only get 5,000 points, so I'm not mad. No biggie. Alright, that takes care of that. Now let's check out the other minigame, which is Egg Catcher. Egg Catcher is a minigame that was exclusive for this game. But basically, you just like press the A button, you have to hold down to basically like prevent bombs from entering your mouth. Though this time I actually did a lot better. Not to mention that I'm actually getting improved. And DDD gets owned. Owned. Though I do get a free life. Though to get a 3-up, you need to get everything. And that requires a lot more precision. Okay, so with that out of the way, we now head for the boss area. If it is in Mr. Sun and Mr. Moon? Man, I always thought to myself, what the heck? Why am I up against bosses like that? Yeah, Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. Yeah, I was thinking Bright Noah. And I decided to swallow one of Mr. Bright's stars and get my hands on his cutter power. Though it will help me that much, though it doesn't do that much damage. And they each share a health bar. Basically, it's like half and half. Basically, the whole point of the fight is just you need to dish out as much damage as you can. I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to finish you off. And that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time when we tackle the next part. Alright, peace.